Going on with you, man? It's your boy Big Low Country. I hope everybody out there is doing good tonight. For everybody out there that don't know me, my name is Low. My name is Big Low Country. I'm just an old country boy, former football coach. I love to sit around and talk about sports. And look, man, it's one of those situations. Y'all could have been anywhere in the world tonight, but you're here with us. So look, I know it's actually been a minute since we've been online because been pretty crazy. So I just been start this off by if you could allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is Low. L to the old dub. I've been spitting since bone into most thugs. I get a lot of hate. I show some more love. You looking real mad. Get some more hugs. Low. Oh man. You already know what time. I keep going, Coach Roddy. I keep spitting off the top like a 387 coming off the blocks. You got a 6 speed, but I won't get caught. Even if you drive that old Charger driven by the cops, Big Low. All right, so Coach Roddy, you got so look. I want to let y'all know we actually added addition to the family. She's on standby in the gorilla position right now because she wants to say hey to everybody. We actually recently added a new addition to the family, so I want to introduce y'all to the. All right, I want to introduce y'all to old Shaka. This is Shaka. We still trying to decide if it's Shaka Khan or Shaka Zulu. Shaka Zulu, Shaka Khan. We don't know. Shaka Marie. So Shaka, you say hey to the coaching staff. Tell the coaching staff hey. All right, now you want to act all shy. Now you want to act all shy. Tell the coaching staff hey. So you'll probably be seeing Shaka in some videos in the future. All right, Shaka. All right, man. So look, man, y'all know the tradition. I definitely got to show love. I got to show love to everybody who's showing love to us. Y'all already know what the time it is, man. So Nate Bill's in here. Said, "What's up, Coach? I'm back, and next week relax and take a vacation." Okay, I hear you, bro. Shouts out to your Bills. Hopefully they do their thing. Will Amy, what in the world, bro? What's going on, man? 9-1 Deuce in the building. They shine. He says, what in the world, Bo? Frank Bush or Lovey Smith? Hello for the defensive coordinator position. Now, we're actually going to talk about this because there's some things that we have to acknowledge. We're in the hunt for a new defensive coordinator. It's looking like we're not going to be in the hunt for an offensive coordinator. It looks like we're going to double up like an old R. Kelly album. We're gonna be doubling up. Um, Dex is in here. What's going on, man? What in the world, Bo? Grandizer, yo, Coach. Big Low Country, Coach Ronan, home with the hello. Hit the like/subscribe button. Much appreciated. I appreciate that, Coach. Thank you. Derek White's in here. He says, y'all can be part of Who Dat Nation. We accept, man. Look, y'all finna be trying to come on our bandwagon after we get finished doing what we gonna do this off season, Bo. Atlanta Falcons finna make some moves, Bo. We finna make some moves, and we actually gonna be talking about that tonight, man. Dex says, Coach Ronnie, please uh get off of Coach Low, so he can start the show. Golly, oh, go Coach Ronnie, man. Brian people said, guess Coach Low eating good over there. Hey man, I had some technical difficulties. Had some technical difficulties. Appreciate that, Ghost Peppers. He said told me to take my time. Let it breathe. Let it breathe. What's going on, man? What's going on? Pax Paints, Ben Quavius, Billy Mills is in here. Billy Mills said only low. Only Coach Wallace is in here. He says, how about yes, first of all, let's start this thing off right. How about them dogs? How about them dogs, Bo? You gotta love it. You gotta love it. Billy Mills, he said, what breed? Granddad said Shaka Zulu. So Coach Ronan, you might be getting pushed for it. But Shaka is a golden doodle, so she's a mix between a golden retriever. Well, it's not even a gold, like a cream retriever, because I ain't seen no gold on this dog, and a poodle. Is that right, Coach Ron? Okay, okay. But yeah, yeah. So she's a golden doodle. So, yeah, she very smart, very intelligent, and she keeps us on our toes. Um, Pax Paint said, Shaka said, hello. Oh my goodness. Man, Jeremy Priest says you a little late. What you mean? You ain't missed nothing, bro. You ain't missed nothing. We just getting started. So, starting off, Atlanta Falcons um ended the season 7-10, right? We ended the season 7-10. It was one of those cases where we know I mean, and I don't know if the rest of the league has been put on notice. I'm sure the Saints fans they know, Saints fans they know that the Atlanta Falcons are coming. And in the words of Prime, Coach Prime, the Atlanta Falcons are coming. We coming. So moving forward, yes, we only won 7 games this year. My prediction, and before the season started, and everybody, please feel free to let me know what your predictions were before the season started. My prediction was 8-9 before we started this season. Even though a lot of the the analysts and the uh, uh, the famous people were saying, "Hey, y'all are just going to win 2 games." I said, "Hey, we could definitely go 8-9 with if the right things fall for us." I'm gonna be completely honest with you. This team is actually better than I thought they were going to be, and that's including all of the injuries that we had going into the season. Well, that happened throughout the season because to whenever we went into that Bengals game and Casey Hayward was out, I knew we was, we. I mean, let's just be honest, but we were dead in the water. Casey Hayward went out, that really hurt us. I really thought that Glow Alfred and the rest of those guys would step up for us a little bit. But it unfortunately it didn't work. So, um, look, the secondary definitely needs some help moving forward. As far as depth, um, but thankfully, I don't know if anyone else had a chance to look at the post. Well, I would say post game press conference. Had a chance to look at the press conference, the postseason press conference that Arthur Smith and Terry F. Baby had today. But they said that across the board, we're looking at trying to improve, which is what you want to hear. You don't want to hear them talking about, focusing on one particular section or focusing on one particular position or on one particular side of the ball. They're looking at trying to make sure all together this team is better, ready and willing and ready to go for 2023. So like I said, I said that we were going to go 8-9 before the season started. 7-10. That's pretty close. That's pretty close. But I definitely want to know, what did y'all say to predict? What were y'all predictions on what was going to happen this season? Brian People says 9-8. He said that that's what he was thinking, 9-8. Yeah, yeah. I think I remember you saying that, Coach Brian. Tim says salute, Coach. I'm trying to get my cousin Marvin Jones to come go get this bag this year. Yeah, hey, you tell Marvin to come and see what we got going on, because I'm gonna tell you something. You know, one thing that this offense needs is some experience help in the receiving core, right? I put out a video earlier today about DeAndre Hopkins. First of all, of course, I'm not trying to pay DeAndre Hopkins $34 million, and $26 million. I definitely don't feel like he's worth that. But I feel like if anybody could talk the Arizona Cardinals out of their draws, and because remember, Julio Jones got traded for a third round pick. I'm not. I would never talk about trading for DeAndre Hopkins for a first round pick or a second round pick. I'm seriously considering thinking about, like, look, if you could get the Arizona Cardinals to take a big chunk of that hit, kind of like the Atlanta Falcons did with Julio Jones and Matt Ryan, we just ate it, because I mean, we don't know what direction that the Arizona Cardinals are going in, but if you could get them to take a big chunk of it and have that dead cap going against them, it might be something to consider. Now, I understand DeAndre Hopkins, he doesn't stay completely healthy. all the time. It's hard for him to get on the field. He ain't got the same kind of pop in his hips, but he is a veteran wide receiver who can help these young Thundercats and the Drake Londons and the Kyle Pitts of the world, kind of take that next step. Because think about it, Kyle Pitts, I mean, who has he had to kind of mentor him and kind of help him get to that next level? Initially it was Calvin Ridley, but Calvin, he had a little bit of a gambling problem. He couldn't he couldn't keep the dice off the table. So now moving forward, we went into the next season. At the end of last season, it's like, who was there? Who was that veteran wide receiver to help Kyle Pitts take the next step? There really wasn't nobody, if you think about it. Olamide Zaccheaus. I mean, what has Olamide Zaccheaus done to really, say, hey, whenever I'm in this situation, this is what I always do, because he's still getting put in these new situations himself, you know. So I mean, it's just one of those things, man. It's just one of those things. Um, Tim says, why can't nobody coach the wideouts, man? Hey, man, I don't know, bro. I don't know. Billy Mills says he said 10-7. We had it if Arthur Smith benches Marcus Mariota earlier. Yeah, yeah, the whole wrestling thing, it was, oh, I'm sorry, you said why can't Roddy coach the wide outs? Man, Roddy's out. He's too busy out here living his life, man. Roddy's living his best life. He ain't going back and forth with y'all. Willie Doc. He said, "What's up, Coach, and even the family on this beautiful Wednesday night, man? This hump night. You already know what time it is. Hope you're doing good, Coach Willie Doc." Antoine Wartime said 9-7. I also thought we were going to make the playoffs. I really did, but we'll be able to do it next year, guaranteed. Write it down. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about, Coach. Let's get it in here. Salute to you, Coach. Salute to you, Coach. Let's get it. Much love to you, man. Coach Bridget's in here. It says, "Hey, Coach and Coach Ronnie. Much love to Coach Bridget." Jeremy says, "It gives me Julio vibes, bro," and I definitely see it. Because if we look at all of these guys that we've traded away, minus minus Deion Jones, who's been pretty serviceable in Cleveland. Julio Jones, Matt Ryan. You know, it, it's like taking the old TV to the Goodwill. You don't know if it's gonna work. you know, it's one of those situations. It's like you take it there, volume button don't work. You gotta use the remote control. But I don't got a remote control. Well, you better get a universal one and hope that it works. That's how Matt Ryan and Julio Jones were. It's one of those situations where, you know, after we gave them away, after we traded them away, it was like, oh, wait a minute, these are the guys that's been carrying your franchise for the last 10 years. So look, it's one of those things, and you're definitely right, Jeremy. It could definitely be the case with a DeAndre Hopkins, because think about it, he's already been suspended for violating the league's substance abuse policy. If I'm not mistaken, he was suspended 6 games. So if he gets caught again, that, if I'm not mistaken, I think it's what, 12 games or closer to a full season. Do you want that type of liability on your team? That's the thing. And just like everybody on the coaching staff were saying, like everybody on the coaching staff were saying today in the comments, it was like, well, look, there's a lot of other great options out there that'll be cheaper, and you won't have to give up anything for it, like a McCole Hardman, Brandon Cooks, Juju Smith-Schuster, Jacoby Myers. There's a lot of guys out there that we could legit use. So I mean, look, it's one of those situations where it's just gonna be fun to watch. Young men of faith Jamal, he says, "What's up, Big Low and coaching staff? I hope y'all had a good day. I laughed at the 2-15 predictions before the season and figured we'll be 7-10, 8-9, 9-8, or 10-7. Um, and next season make the playoffs." Okay, so you pretty much hit the nail on the head, bro. Coach Keith. Coach Keith says, "Hey, Coach, we both on the couch." Well, look, Coach Keith, at least you'll get a chance to go and record the game. You'll still go to a game. We don't be sitting at the house. Shout out to Coach Keith and Coach Noah. Ghost Pepper says my prediction was 7-10 at the lowest, 9-8 at the highest. The only thing that makes me a little upset is we lost a lot of games by touchdown or field goal difference. And you're right, coach. But that's hopefully we're talking about how this team is going to continue to progress, and these players, we're all excited about the three musketeers and the Desmond Ritter, Tyler Algier, and Drake London. One thing we got to remember is that we got a young coach too, right? So if it's one of those situations where at next season, hopefully he can continue to develop and continue to take that next step, because if he does, you know we would have won some of those games this year. Let's just be honest and keep it a buck. If we would have been in the right situation, if we made some different personnel moves, if he wasn't wrestling Marcus Mariota before the games, wrestling him for his heart, it might have been a situation where we could have been getting ready for the playoffs, this weekend. But look, it is what it is. Shoulda, coulda, woulda. If were a fifth, we'd all be drunk, bro. Carter B says, I think next year is a uh 10 plus win year. If Ritter is our starter, which he should be. Definitely. Jaden says, hey coach, who is our new defensive coordinator? Hey Bo. That's a good question. Huh? Well, I'm gonna tell you. Sometimes Coach Ronnie asked me what do I think about Dean Pease retiring. I feel like sometimes it's just time, right? Like, he got hit on the sideline in the Saints game. He had to miss the game, and it's one of those cases where it's like, look, if you're out here on the football field and you can't even get out the way or defend yourself, it might be time to go ahead and move on. And it's been pretty well documented that I said there was sometimes Dean Pease was just kind of stubborn, and that, and let's be honest, that comes with old age. I had a stubborn moment today. Coach Ron told me I'm doing one thing, and I was like, I ain't what I'm doing. So it's one of those situations. Old coach, Big Low Country's old, and as the older I get, the more stubborn I get. So it's just one of those things. Um, but yeah, as far as Dean Pease, yeah, I think it was just time. I feel like Dean Pease, he was one of. Have you ever heard of a setup chick, Coach Ron? Yeah, I feel like Dean Pease was a setup coach. You know, uh, taught this young defense a lot of things about technique and things that they should look out for, and help them take a step. Even though we were pretty low in the league in a lot of different things, but look, it helped us take a step. Now moving forward, you could take that next step. You know, because Dean Pease, it's one of those situations where the song is "You Got It Bad," but you never commit. But whenever we get this next defense coordinator, we take this next step. You know what the song gonna be? If it's a question of my heart, you got. Cause we gonna be fully committed in there like swimwear. Coach Lady T says, "Hey y'all, my favorite Falcons fan. Shouts out to Coach Lady T, man. Much love to her. I need to get with Coach Lady T because she said that she wanted this old shirt. She said she wanted that old rag, that old 26-10, you know, comeback shirt. Okay, all right. So yeah, well, I definitely get it to you, Coach Lady T. Definitely get it to you. If you want me to, I'll take a picture. I'll take a picture with it and send it to you. Oh man, Dwayne P says if you go get a wide receiver, you need to get a true number one, and I agree. Like let's get that guy. Let's go ahead and stack this offense up, because if it's one of those cases where we're just piecing things together, if I'm not mistaken, I think this is the most money we've had ever going into off season. If I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong. Based off of inflation, based off of you know the marketing deals and everything. I'm assuming this might be the most money we've ever had going into off season. So if you're gonna do it right, bro. That's why I tell Coach Roney all the time. Like, look, you gonna do it big. Other day, well, we ordered some food from a Mexican restaurant. She said, "You want to get an extra cheese dip?" I said, "You doggone right, we get the extra cheese dip. I worked too hard not to get an extra cheese dip." So yeah, if you gonna do it big. You got the money. Go ahead, go for what you know. That's why I tell Coach Roney, I said, "You got the money." Coach Broderick said, "Big Low." I said, "We go 7-10," and Twitter called me everything but a child of God. Can't find them now though. Hello, I hang up and listen. Coach Pride said, "Yeah, I remember. I remember whenever you said 7-10. I definitely remember." And I appreciate that, Coach. That's that. Da da da. That's a Superman chat. Oh man. Let's see here. And Coach Willie Dodd, he says, excited for the future with Ritter, a more accurate passer. Can you demonstrate a Marcus Mariota to Drake London and Kyle Pitts, then a Ritter pass to to London and Pitts? All right, okay. So first of all, let's go with the Marcus Mariota. Ready? What? All right, okay, all right. So now we got the Desmond Ritter. Ready? 52's the mic. 52's the mic. Ready? Ready? Slide down. Slide down. What? That's Desmond Ritter. It's a huge difference. It's a huge difference. Oh my goodness. Let's see here. Bernard. Oh, wait a minute. All right. All right. Yeah, Bernard, he says, if you get D Hop, it'll definitely let you know what direction you go at quarterback. If he can't get it done with those weapons, then he's not the answer. And that's kind of where I'm at, coach. It's like, look, let's go ahead and get this young guy. Let's get this young Thundercat all the weapons that he needs. So we can't never put him in the same situation that he was in at the end of this season. Because think about it. Kyle Pitts goes down. Pretty much the only option you have is Drake London, right? Like, no, let's get another guy who could be a borderline number one guy. Because think about this. If I'm not mistaken, I seen the last 4 games, Drake London had 25 catches for like 350 yards. The last 4 games, right? Meanwhile, the other 13 games, he had 40 catches, if I'm not mistaken, 40 something catches for 500 yards. Like, that's a huge difference because of the quarterback play. So it's looking like Drake London is legit a number one wide receiver. As a matter of fact, I'm finna put it on out here to the chat. Y'all let me know what you think. Do you think Drake London has number one wide receiver talent? If you do feel like he's a number one wide receiver, put a 1 in the chat. You feel like he ain't there yet, put a 2 in the chat. I legit want to know what y'all think. Brian People says, I thought Coach Lowe was going to sing. Jaden Knight says, how y'all feel about Brian Flores? I would love Brian Flores. Brian Flores, Bush. Um, yeah, I would love any of those guys. Love any of those guys. Adrian Thomas says D Hop will be worth the trade. Fill out the roster and give Ritter a real chance to succeed. It's a make or break year for Arthur, and I agree with you. So go ahead and put all your chips on the table, bro. Put all your chips on the table. Adrian Thomas, I definitely appreciate that, fam. That's that. Dun, dun, dun. That's a Superman chat. Oh man. But yeah, man. Um, Day Rare Sports says, "What's going on, Big Low? Is this what you think about drafting a receiver or getting one in free agency?" I'm gonna be completely honest with you guys. I want to get a receiver in free agency, and the reason why I say that is because, look, it's one of those cases where We just need the veteran leadership, right? We need somebody to come and teach these young Thundercats how you need to do it the right way. Ain't no need in getting another young Thundercat. You got a wide receiver court full. You got a wide receiver court full of young Thundercats. It's kind of like the story about the old bull and the young bull, right? I know that these older wide receivers, they might not run as fast and they might not hit that gritty the same way these young wide receivers do. But I'm finna tell you something. It's like the oldest story of the old bull and the young bull. There was two bulls sitting on top of a hill. Old bull and a young bull. The young bull, he was ready to go. There was a pasture full of cows out there. Pasture full of cows. And the young bull said, "Hey man, tell me, what you thinking we could run down here and get hold of one of these cows?" Old bull just looked at him. He smiled. He said, "You know what? I tell you what, young Thundercat. How about we walk down here and get hold of all of them?" It's a difference. It's a difference. You know, let's let these old bulls teach these young bulls a thing or two. So I mean, I would love a young core full of wide receivers, but we need some experience. We need some experience. Dirty Bird '08 says trade for D Hop, then get John, strength in numbers, a warrior style. Okay, Warriors. Okay, I hear you, Vo. Corey Harris is in here. What's up, Big Lord Coach Ronnie? And shouts out to Coach Corey Harris, man. I met Coach Corey at the game on Sunday, man. Him and the wife. What in the world, Bo? Definitely appreciate y'all linking up with me. Definitely. Um, Brian People says, I found it crazy that Dalman snaps to Ritter are way better than the ones going to Mariota. I told y'all, Mariota, I feel like Mariota just didn't say anything to him. He felt like he just fixed everything himself. It was the case. What's so interesting, Coach Ron? Dalman got better playing with Ritter. I don't know if the coach made them practice the snaps more or if Ritter. I don't know. What are your thoughts, Coach Ron? I feel like Ritter said something to him like, "Hey, you need to get these snaps up." He was being the leader. Mariota, he was just trying to get his money. Mariota he was just here to get paid. You know. So but that, like I said, that's just me. I don't know if that's the case or not. That's just me. Take that off of there. It will bother me. Yeah, that's just me. I ain't no telling if that's the case or not. Coach Will Amy says Brady will retire this year anyways. That defense is helping. The defense be helping them out. Yeah, I don't think. I think he'll go somewhere else. I think he's gonna make a move. Brian Peebles, Coach Corey, Coach Keith. They all say that they think Drake London is a number one talent. Dex Flash says he thinks Drake London is the number one talent. What's going on, ATLGA Faithful? To yo, Coach Loney, who's Arthur Smith and Terry Fontenot talking about? The Duke. Hey, Bo, I didn't hear him say nothing about the Duke. We talking about John Wayne? Oh no. Oh no. But I did see him talk about how they were planning on improving this roster all throughout. So that's a good thing. Coach Bridget, Young Men of Faith, Jamal, Coach Wallace, Coach Grandizer, John Bird, Dirty Bird. It looks like everybody's pretty much in agreement. Coach Tyler Russell says, Coach Roney says, we miss you too. Hope all is well. Definitely, man. We're gonna link up, Coach. ATLGA Faithful, Jaden, Coach Tyler. They all. It looks like everybody thinks Drake. It looks like it's an open and shut case. Everybody thinks Drake London is the number one wide receiver. So just imagine legit having two, possibly two number one wide receivers on your squad. When's the last time that happened? Roddy White, Julio Jones. And you got a very, very threatening tight end. When's the last time that happened? Roddy White, Julio Jones, Tony Gonzalez. Imagine having a threatening number one a two wide receiver and a threatening tight end like Julio Jones, Mohamed Sanu, and Austin Hooper, and a running game like we had in 2016. It can happen. It can happen. The writers on the wall like a Destiny Child album, bro. Millie Mill says, why can't we bring in both Jacoby Myers and McCole Hardman and make Drizzy the actual man? See, so you talk about spending some show enough money, Bo. I would love to do it, and I don't know how much they're going to demand. Um, I can actually look up see what their market value is, but the thing is that you still got a lot more spaces that you need to fill throughout the team because the defensive line. I don't know if y'all heard the reports. They said that the Washington Commodores are going to do everything that they can do to keep Deron Payne. So we've been talking about Deron Payne all season to help out Grady Jarrett, but they might be trying to block our blessings, Bo. So let me take a look here. So I got the site where I can check out like the market value of different players. So if we look at a Jacoby Myers, right? If we look at Jacoby Myers and see what his value is, hold on one second. I'll tell you what. Yeah, can you look it up for me, Coach Ronnie? Here's on my phone right here. I'm panicking. Y'all know how I be panicking. Um, yeah, so look up Jacoby Myers and then find them on there, and then there'll be like a market value tab. But yeah, I mean, look, it's one of those cases. It's one of those cases where we still got a lot of things that we need to feel. But I mean, everybody's saying that they think Drake London is the number one wide receiver. And I completely agree with you. Derek White says Olave better though. Well, to each his own, Bo. To each his own. Coach Bridget says she says right, Coach Lowe. You have to wait for the drafted wide receiver to develop to get up to speed. That's it. That's it. I mean, I look. I would love to have a young Thundercat, but at the end of the day, you know, why not teach? Why not teach a young Thundercat some new tricks? Yeah, yeah. Now it should be a tab at the top where we could go look at his projected salary or his market value. I'm sorry. So Jacoby's salary, his salary right now is 3.9. Okay, you talk about Huntley is the dude. Okay, I got you. I got you. Okay, so they're saying that Jacoby Myers' market value next year is $12.5 million. So assuming that we have $80 million after cutting Mariota, you do you want to spend that kind of money on two guys, or do you just want to get a really good wide receiver and shore up the rest of that defensive line like we've been hoping and wishing would happen, for the last 15 years. you know, so I mean, look, I would love to get two wide receivers. I would definitely love it. And ain't it fun sitting around talking about the money that you're gonna spend? Ain't it fun? I ain't got time about myself spending no money, you know. But ain't it fun though? Ain't it fun? You gotta love it, man. You gotta love it. What's going on, Sterling? Much love to you, man. Appreciate you coming on and chilling out with us. We got Atlanta Bird Gang in the house. So look, I don't know if y'all know about Atlanta Bird Gang, but y'all make sure that you go over to their channel and subscribe to them. Really, really good content. They're my homeboys, man. Shouts out to my big bro Tidy. Much love to you, Bo. Much love to you. Um, uh, Joe Gamer says, Low, who do you take or what take do you have on a defensive coordinator? Well, I'm gonna be completely honest with you, Bo. I would really like to get a young hot shot guy in here. I mean, I understand Lovey Smith. People are putting out, throwing Lovey Smith around. I say you promote Bush, or you get a young hotshot defensive line coach, young hotshot positional coach that can help us get a good pass rush. Um, because I mean, like I said, I'm appreciative for what Dean P's done, but we need something that's a little bit more dated, a little less dated. We need something that, someone that can make a few more adjustments uh, throughout the game, and not just rely on what we did back in 1994. Like, we need to fully be in the moment and make the moves that we need to make. Derek White says we need another middle linebacker, safety, and cornerback. Well, and that's the thing, Derek. You know, as far as defense, we got to think about this. It might be one of those cases where the new defensive coordinator might go back to the even man front. So if we go back to a 4-3, we got one middle linebacker that we know who's going to be a starter for years to come in Troy Anderson, right? And we have a decision to make as far as our personnel goes. I know that we run a multiple man front. Sometimes we'll run 3-4. Sometimes we'll go with that 2-4-5 nickel. Sometimes we'll go 3-3-5, and sometimes we'll go 4-3. But predominantly it's that 3-4, right? But the thing is that Grady Jarrett, he's not a 3-4 defensive lineman. He's a little bit too short and stumpy to be a nose tackle, and his arms aren't long enough to be a defensive end. So it's like you got to look at the talent that you have and say, hey, do we go? Do we kind of suit the talent that we have? Because think about it. I mean, Michael Walker. Does Michael Walker really belong in a 3-4 defense? It's like we've seen, how inefficient he was. There were just too many gaps for him to navigate. But if you move back to a 4-3, it'll be one of those cases where it's like, okay, maybe that weak side 4-3 might be, the position for him to play. But then you also got to consider the young talent that you brought in the D'Angelo Malones and the Arnold Ebikettis. Those guys are 3-4 linebackers. So it's like we really got decisions to make. AJ Terrell, he's gonna play anything. Right? If you go from a 3-4 to a 4-3, it's actually gonna help Richie Grant. But it's going to be fun to see how this season goes. Well, this off season goes, because look, the moves that we make are going to kind of determine what direction we're going to go in. So whenever the preseason comes and we're looking at it, we're like, oh, well, wait a minute, what are we going to do? You know, we see that uh, we got a guy in a Miles Murphy as a defensive end. That's a 3-4 guy. It's looking like we're going back to the 3-4. So it's definitely going to be exciting to watch. Jada said, "Don't forget about Jesse Bates, coach." Yes, yes, Jesse Bates. He's going to be out on the market too. So you got to definitely consider that, man. You got to definitely consider it's going to be a lot of great talent out there. We're going to be talking about a lot of these guys who are going to be available, man. A lot of these guys are going to be available. Um, Jaden says, "Did you hear Casey wants to stay with the Falcons?" I hope he does. I mean, he was doing pretty good, whenever he was healthy. Now the question is that old man gonna creep up on him? That's the question. Padre says, "Big Low, why you talking about rookie wide receivers? Eartha Kitt was calling Marcus and Boomer." Marcus. Marcus, darling. Okay, all right, Padre. Boy, I can't fool with y'all, man. Coach Bridget, she says, "What about Juju? Um, he could have us entertained making the TikToks." The thing is that Juju actually fits our system very well, because it's one of those cases where he's a big wide receiver. He could run block, which is the most important thing in our scheme. You know, so I mean, Juju, he can fit our. The question is that, you know, would Arthur Smith deal with Juju? That's the main question with Juju. Would Arthur Smith and Juju get along? Atlanta Burgay said, "Thank you, brother. Nah, ain't no problem, man. Hey, I need people to see, exactly other good, positive Falcons content creators out here, man. Definitely. Y'all make sure that y'all check my brother out. Good, positive content, man. Gotta love it." Coach Bridget says, Coach Lowe, love y'all show. How y'all read comments in the chat and keep your viewers engaged? Good job. Some shows don't do it. Much respect. Hey, Coach, we've been doing it for a while. We definitely, well, the the thing is that it's like I tell everybody, Coach Bridget, is that the coaching staff makes the show. Like everybody's engaging comments and everything. It keeps me upbeat, and y'all give me all kinds of ideas and things to think about. And it's one of those situations where we're kind of teaching each other, Coach Bridget. That's what's so beautiful about it. That's what's so beautiful about it. Ghost Pepper says DC choice I like is Gerard Mayo, Brian Flores. Wait a minute, let's see. I don't know how to say his name, Coach. I don't know how to say his name. Ihiro, Evero, Ted Macchiano, huh? It was all right. Ted Macchiano and Vic Fangio. I mean, those are all some good names, Coach. They're all some good names. I think the thing with Arthur Smith is that um um the thing with Arthur Smith is that it's like he needs to take a page out of Dan Quinn's book. And I hate that I'm saying this, but the thing about Dan Quinn, he surrounded himself with some very talented coaches. That was one thing that we had to acknowledge. Like he surrounded himself, the Marquand Manuels of the world, the Steve Sarkeesians, the Kyle Shanahans. Like, yes, was it a bloody mess when he threw people under the bus? Yes, it was. He had to survive, But look, um, that's what I'm hoping Arthur Smith, takes a part in, looks around, looks at his coaching staff, and says, "Hey, I need to make sure that you know I surround myself with some very talented individuals." Man, I miss Marquand too, man. I love Marquand. You know who he's the think he's a DB coach, or is he the DC? But I know he's with the Jets, and that Jets defense has took a whole nother step because they got that Marquand and Manuel energy. Yeah, so I mean, look, you gotta love it, man. JJ says, I still think Marquand should have been given another year. Yeah, he should have. Yeah, he should have. But I'm finna tell y'all one thing that I've been eager to see is, and I was listening to see what they were going to say about it. Whenever they had their interview today, um, Terry F. Baby and Coach Arthur Smith, it was, look, what in the world are we doing about the play calling? And does Dave Ragone really deserve another year? Now, first of all, the Atlanta Falcons offense looked completely different on Sunday. We have to acknowledge that. I hadn't seen that offense all year. Now, I don't know if that's on the quarterback or if that's on Arthur Smith, who just like, hey, we just gonna let this thing fly and show everybody what we're gonna be looking like. But I haven't seen that offense all year. I don't know if y'all seen it, but there were people getting open. There were people getting open. And I was like, okay, I could work with this. Mill said, Dave, be gone. Atlanta Bird Gang says, please say the baby. Terry F. Baby, please say the baby. The F is for Falcons. Oh man. Darius Glover says Atlanta Falcons win the Super Bowl 58. Believe that. Man, I'm hoping that you're right, Bo. I'm hoping that you're right. That's right. Please say the baby. Coach Rona said, look, if you're excited about this off season, about free agency and the drafts, make sure, make sure that you hit that like button. If you hit that like button for me, I promise you I'll dance at your wedding one day. So make sure that you hit that like button. Um, let me see here. Cause Ron, your mouth just disappeared. I don't know where is it. Huh? Oh no, here it is. Here it is. Yeah, y'all make sure that y'all hit that like button for me. Okay. Oh, okay. Um, Jeremy Dupree says it says Quinn did go Nino Brown on his assistant. Yeah, yeah. Quinn he threw him under the bus, man. Quinn said this is the Carter. He threw the boys under the bus. Grand Dog says 90 wonderful people watching. We got 36 likes. Yes, if you could make sure that you hit that like button. Definitely. Just Atlanta Bird Gang says, please Hulk smash the like button, peeps. 90 people watching, only 35 likes. Let's get it to at least 50. I would definitely appreciate that, Coach. I definitely appreciate that. Coach Bridget coming with the gems. He says, I really like the special teams coordinator though. He's very good and knowledgeable. The Atlanta Falcons led the league in block kicks this year. Had a few big plays in the return game. The special teams was very well coached. If I'm not mistaken, we didn't have too many downfield blocking penalties. You got to credit your special teams coach for that because a lot of times the special team side of the game it's not acknowledged as much. So yes, I definitely credit him, man. Definitely hopes that he sticks around for a long time. That's one that Archie Smith got right. Yeah, Archie Smith definitely got that one right. But Coach Bridget, she asked earlier, what does Dave Ragone do? So the way that it was explained, Coach Bridget, and so like as a season ticket holder, they have these behind the scenes meetings that they don't let everybody hear, just the season ticket holders, and it's like a big secret. But um, so basically, Arthur Smith said so. Dave Ragone designs the plays. Dave Ragone designs the plays, but Arthur Smith calls them. So he makes the final decision on what play is called and when it's called. Yeah, yeah. So and and just like Brian People says, Ragone, he's the passing game coordinator. You said how I feel about that, Coach Ronnie? I don't like it. Pineapples. I don't like it. I don't like it, Coach Road, and the reason why I don't like it is because especially for the simple fact that you're a young head coach, and there's so many things like if anyone else has been on the sidelines, there's so many things that are going on during the game. You're paying attention to personnel, trying to handle your clock management. There's something that's going on that you want to make sure that you relate to your defense. Like, hey, if this guy holds, make sure that you put your arms up, spin around, fall down to make sure that you get that flag. You're politicking with the referee, right? You're listening to everything that's going on between the offensive coordinator and the quarterback, and between the defensive coordinator and most of the time that middle linebacker. You hear, so you hear coaches talking to somebody. They'll pull their headphones off like this so they can communicate and not hear all this stuff. And it's like the coach, he has so many different things going on, right? So with all of that going on, it's one of those cases where you know, as a young head coach, if you are called on the plays, you better be on top of it like brown gravy. Because if you're not, you make mistakes like you know the mistakes that we had running a quarterback sneak on 3rd and 2. On the first drive of the game. So I mean, you I really don't like it, but you know, it's one of those things to each his own. There's things that I do in my household that I feel like I need to do. There's things that I feel like I need to delegate. We had somebody come here yesterday to do a little bit of work for us, and the garbage disposal was jammed. Coach Roney was like, "Hey, do you want to get him to fix the garbage disposal too?" I was like, "Nah, I can do that." You know, and it took me about 4 hours to fix it, but I got it done. I hurt my back. I got it done this morning. Yeah, I started yesterday. Got done today. I hurt my back. My back hurting still. I should have just let him do it, but I was like, "Nah, I want to do it." Oh man, shouts out to my big bro Smitty, man. Much love to you, man. Smitty said, "What up, little bro? Hello, what's going on, Smitty?" Oh man, digital parent. He says, anyone catch Arthur Smith with the press conference basically stating the New Orleans Saints not Dean Pease into retirement? Yeah, yes, I seen that. I mean, look. What's your problem, Arthur Smith? 31 in the league and pass defense. We were just gonna. Thank you, Saints. We're glad Dean Pease is healthy. But thank you, Saints. Oh man. Jaden Knight says, so Dennis Allen or Chris Richard, coach, as a defensive coordinator. Now, if I'm not mistaken, Dennis Allen still got a job, if I'm not mistaken, right? We want Dennis Allen to stay. Did this, did this, did this. We want Dennis Allen to stay with the Saints. I've never seen a team run into the ground so well. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Oh, oh man. But yeah, I mean, yeah, I would love Dennis Allen. I would love Dennis Allen as a defensive coordinator, because I say this all the time, guys. Like some guys aren't good head coaches, but they're really good defensive coordinators. I don't know if y'all heard Dan Quinn. He's applying. He actually interviewed already for the Denver Broncos job. What? What's wrong? You see, the thing is that what Dan Quinn's gonna do, he's gonna hire the best offensive coordinator that's available. But look, at the end of the day, the thing is that at the end of the day, right now it's a Sean Payton sweepstakes. They said that the Arizona Cardinals really want Sean Payton, and that would actually be a good look. Yes, yes. Imagine Sean Payton with Kyler Murray. I mean, look, he gonna have to with Sean Payton. He ain't gonna like that. Ain't gonna work with Sean Payton. That ain't gonna fly. You know, Denver Broncos really want Sean Payton. It's good. So you think Sean Payton and Russ? Yeah, Russ. I mean, I don't think it's a preference. I think Drew was just. Yeah, I think Drew was just short. I don't think he was like, oh yeah, 6 foot. Yes, I don't think that was the case. No. Okay, okay, we know how you is when you heard stuff. Okay, all right, Coach Roddy, you be spreading the false narrative. Positive content over here. Oh man, but nah, yeah, I mean, so yeah, so Russ, Russ and Sean Payton. I think it's one of those things with Russell Wilson. Like, I think he's kind of been exposed. Like, he needs a good coach. Like, it's not one of those situations where you can just put him with anybody, and you're going to get the same thing. So I mean, Look, it's just one of those things. It's one of those things. Coach Brian Peoples, he said, win the next round table, Big Low. Man, I gotta get up with my boys. So basically, I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I wait until the Bucks get put out of the playoffs before I do a round table. So hopefully next week. It'll be next week. It'll be next week. Oh man. Smitty says GM Coach Roney need to apply for the Terry F. Baby assistant job. Okay. Bring home the money, Coach Roney. Bring home the money. Coach Smitty, he also says that Cliff Kingsbury would be a good OC candidate. I definitely agree with you. Speaking of the Buccaneers, how about old Big Game James is in the house? What in the world, Bo? Speaking of the devil. Yeah, I think Cliff Kingsbury has a real good offensive mind. His pass concepts. I mean, to be honest with you, I don't know exactly how good his pass concepts are in the NFL because Kyler Murray was just kind of winging it. So, he just run around until somebody was open. I mean, yeah, there were times where he made some good, legit passes, but I mean, we still don't know how good Cliff Kingsbury is. JJ the Great says Dan Quinn and Russ would be a match. Imagine the Slocus. That is true. That is true. Broncos Nation, let's ride and embrace the suck. Oh man, JJ, that's that. Da da da. That's a Superman chat. Much love to you, man. Coach Padre says Dennis Allen broke down on the side of the road with the hood up on the Saints, just looking at the motor, just thinking the battery cables are looking. What I man, he hit that head scratch like man. Oh, I'm gonna take the key out, put it back in, pat the gas. Let Eddie Dog put it. Oh man, Coach Padre, I appreciate that, Bo. That's that. Da da da. That's a Superman chat. Oh man, here go Coach Roney. I heard Sean Payton is really into short court. Okay, Coach Roney. You the same person that said that Arthur Smith and Marcus Mariota wrestle in their free time. Well, nobody's ever seen this. It's like you're the only one. I don't know if you dreamed this or what. Coach Roney, ain't nobody else heard it. Ain't nobody else heard it. You just came out that out of nowhere. Like I heard they wrestle in their free time. Like what? Like yeah, they like to wrestle. They just oh man. Then she talk about when Arthur Smith had a press conference announcing that Marcus Mariota just dipped on us. Like, hey, I ain't coming back. He talking about look at him, he looks emotional. Like that man ain't emotional. He probably mad. That man wasn't emotional, Coach Rody. Talking about look at him. He look like he's fighting back tears. Like, okay. Oh man. Coach Padre says, back up off of it now before you flood it. Oh man. Coach Derek, he says, you take Andy Dalton too as y'all backup. He won't quit. He won't quit throwing interceptions. Oh man. Atlanta Burger here just laughing. Oh man, but yeah, I mean, look, we've seen it over the years. Like there's been some guys, they're just excellent defensive coordinators, but when it comes to being a coach, it's kind of iffy. It's kind of iffy. One thing that we might want to keep an eye out for. Think about this. Um, Sean McVay. It sounds like he's finna shut it down, and he's giving permission for everybody on his coaching staff to pursue other jobs. So Well, I think. Well, number one, think about it. Sean McVay, he's young, and they say that all the ladies love him. Ladies love Sean. You know, that what everybody talks about it. Everybody talks about it all the time that all the ladies think Sean McVay is like this attractive guy. You ain't never heard that before? People say that all the time. Say it gets, say it gets you going. but I'm thinking it's like he's probably thinking things the same way that John Payton, Tom Brady, and a lot of these other guys are. It's like, look, I could just go talk about football. Tony Romo, he's making more money than he did being a quarterback for America's team. So he's like, look, I can just talk about football. Think about it. Los Angeles Rams, they got naked for a Super Bowl. They got it, and now the team is trash. Y'all remember what I said at the beginning of the season? I told y'all, I said, look, they were sitting here talking about not coming back. Aaron Donald, Sean McVay, they were talking about after they won the Super Bowl, they was like, yeah, I don't know if I'm coming back. They threw so much money at Aaron Donald, he ain't had no choice but to come back. You know, Sean McVay, he was like, oh, I mean, since Aaron coming back, I mean, I guess I'll come back. What they do this year? What was their record? It won what, like 5, 6 games? I can't remember. Yeah. So it's like now, Sean Mc, yes, one of them, yeah. We were one of the casualties. But the thing is that like now it's like Sean McVay, like if I was Andy Dalton, I'd be pissed off. Like he traded for Andy Dalton. I mean not Andy Dalton, but Matthew Stafford. He traded for Matthew Stafford, and it was one of those cases where yeah, they won a Super Bowl, but now he finna leave Matthew Stafford high and dry. Ain't no telling who gonna be coming in here now. you know, it's like okay, well, no Los Angeles, though you are the quarterback for the Los Angeles team, but it's looking like the team ain't gonna be good. It's looking like it's gonna be Matthew Stafford, Cooper Cup. That's it. They ain't finna trade Cooper Cup away. Cooper Cup is LA's child. They ain't finna trade Cooper Cup away. I mean, they ain't super excited about him, but the people who are there love them some Cooper Cup. I mean, I'm just saying, who that for life? He said Sean McVay will be in New Orleans when it's all said and done. Now, granted, I do want to let y'all know Sean McVay is from Atlanta, so that's something to keep an eye out for. Once again, Sean McVay is from Atlanta, so I'm gonna tell you, look, I'm gonna put it to you like this right here. We're in a win-win situation because if Arthur Smith don't work out next year with all of these resources that we have, Sean McVay gonna come to Atlanta. I'm gonna go. I'm just putting it out there. Sean McVay, he said how he always wanted to coach in Atlanta. Talk about like Sean Payton had an announcer's job. Nah, I ain't never watch it. They ain't like Sean Payton. Why they ain't like Sean Payton? Really? Well, what's the guy who played Sean Payton in the movie? Um, Kevin James. They were like, man, this guy ain't nothing like Kevin James. They didn't like him. Wow, that's crazy. Coach Smitty, he says that the Rams owner is going to be bragging about that Super Bowl like Jerry Jones and the Cowboys uh, for the next 25 years. Oh man. Jamal D, what's going on? He says, "What in the world, Bo? What's up, Jamal? I ain't had a chance to link up with you on the line for a minute, Bo. Hope you're doing good, man. Hope you're doing good." Atlanta Bird Gang says, "I agree. Arthur Smith got to have a winning season in 2023. If not, the seat gonna be real warm. It's gonna be more than warm, Bo. It's gonna be hot. It's gonna be hot, like that old Missy Elliott song. Really, really hot. It's gonna be hot." Like a firecracker. Pow. All my New Orleans folks know about that. Oh, okay. Oh, let me see if I can find it. Let me see here. Okay, so Grandizer did put Smitty's link in the chat. So look, everybody in here, make sure that you go over to Smitty's Sports Machine. Go subscribe to his channel. He's gonna give you Atlanta Falcons content every day, sometimes twice a day. So make sure that you go to Smitty's channel. He's getting close to 7,000. So make sure that you subscribe to him. I know a lot of people are probably already in here subscribed to him, but if you haven't subscribed to him, that's my big brother Smitty, man. Y'all check him out. Yeah, old Kevin James. Yeah, old Kevin James. I see old Molly Mall in here. Hey, he knows the party now. What? Molly Mall says, Big Low, I saw you with the shirt off, getting naked for Hopkins. What? I hear you, volleyball. I hear you. I hear you. Look, like I was saying, I really don't think it's one of those cases where it's something that we would do. But I'm saying that if anybody could do it, it would be the Atlanta Falcons. It's like every look. I'll put it to you like this right here. Terry Fontenot, he said today in their press conference, he said this offseason is going to be unlike any other offseason we've ever had. That's what he said. Now, what do we normally do in our off seasons? Nothing. Who do we normally get in our off season? Nobody. In free agency, we don't get like those legit. I mean, every like 10, 11 years, like you got a Michael Turner, and nobody even thought he was going to be that guy. Yes, you got Muhammad Sanu. No, we thought we came in and thinking, okay, Muhammad Sanu, he could be really good. We didn't think he was going to be as good as he was. Well, a lot of people didn't think he was going to be. Muhammad Sanu was legit. Yeah, Muhammad Sanu was legit. I see him up in Publix all the time. I was like, I'm like, okay, I see Muhammad. but yeah, Muhammad Sanu, he was legit, man. He was legit. Oh yeah, definitely, man. Definitely, Smitty. Shouts out to Smitty, man. Positive content. Um, Bridget says, "What team does Brandon Cooks play for? He played for the Houston Texans, Coach Bridget. So and he wants out. He said he doesn't want to be in Houston for the rebuild. He got upset last year whenever they let everybody go, whenever they traded the Mark Ingrams and everything, because he thought they were building something, but he obviously had different plans than the Houston Texans." Dewan Johnson, he says Lamar Jackson for the win. I mean, look, I don't know if that's what that means, Dewan. I will tell you this right here, though. I mean, Terry Fontenot said this offseason is going to be like, it's not going to be like any other offseason we witnessed. So I don't know if that means you're getting a superstar quarterback in free agency or not. I don't know. Also, it's like, think about it. We had $70 million in cap space. It's like, why would we move things around on the last possible day we can move things around to get an additional $4 million from Jake Matthews? It's like, are you trying to see how much money you can get, or are you looking at making a big move? Me myself, and we haven't really talked about this because we were in the heat of the battle during the season. But me myself, I rather keep Desmond Ritter And if it doesn't work with Desmond Ritter, then I would consider moving on. I would get him the weapons, get him a viable defense, and then if it doesn't work, then I will move on. But I want to ask the chat to see what y'all think. Would you rather go with Desmond Ritter as your starting quarterback for 2023, or would you move on and get a Lamar Jackson or anybody else? I mean, so I don't care if it's C.J. Stroud, I don't care if it's Bryce Young, um, Hooker. I don't care who it is. If you would rather get somebody else besides Desmond Ritter, put a two in the chat. Because I mean, I legit want to know what y'all think. I legit want to know what y'all think. British said, I don't blame him. Houston is a mess. Oh yeah, yeah. Cooks, he can beat you on all three levels. He's one of the best wide receivers in the league. Even though he's been on a whole bunch of teams, a lot of people forget he was drafted by the Saints. I remember when the Saints took him, I was sick to my stomach. Thankfully they didn't keep him for the long term. Brian People says, how about Deshaun Jackson if he don't retire? I mean, think about it. Deshaun, he just got cut last week by Baltimore. They getting ready to go in the playoffs. So I mean, I don't know if that old man done crept up on him or what, coach, but I think there might be some other options out there. But Brian Peoples, I tell you one thing that is out there that dun, 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 that's a Superman chat. Definitely. Jada Knight says, how about Alan Lazard? Did anybody see Alan Lazard's post game press conference? Oh my God. So the media guy, he asked Alan Lazard, he was like, yeah, so um tell me, after this game and being in the locker room with Aaron Rodgers, you know, tell me what you think the possibility of seeing 12 here next year. Elazar was like, "Well, I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I don't know where he gonna be at, but I know where I ain't gonna be." I was like, "Oh, I was like, oh, okay then, okay, yeah." So he gone. He gone. Oh man. RLD RL the humble. He says, what's the word, Coach Low? Who would you like to see as DC to replace Pease? Like I said, we could upgrade Bush, or we could go with Gerard Mayo, Brian Flores. The possibilities are endless. I'm definitely excited to see what we do though. Um, C4, he says, I say pick up a good wide receiver like Brandon Cooks and trade uh, in a trade deal, Casey Hayward and draft picks. Okay, okay. That's a GM right there. C4, I think he was a GM in his past life. I think that's what that was. All right, so let me see what everybody votes were as far as what we should do as far as the quarterback situation moving forward. So Dex, Dex Flash, he says one. He says he would go with Ritter. Um, Gaddix boy, he says he's saying one. Ritter for the win. Pax Paints. Ben Quavius, cousin of Stet Quavius, says that he would go with Ritter. Brian People says go with Ritter. I'm a person that's big low. We need Brandon Cooks. Now Atlanta Bird Gang, I'm finna go ahead and tell y'all. Atlanta Bird Gang, he's all on the CJ Stroud train. And what you need to do is make sure that you go to his channel because he actually has some explanation on why he would go with CJ Stroud. But y'all check that out. Coach Will says we need to focus on defensive side of the ball and addressing some depth at wide receiver. Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you. C4 says Derwin James going into free agency. Man, that's an all pro safety right there, bro. Um, Uh, Day Rare Sports says one, Ritter is poised as can be. Granddaughter says one, but need to get a quality backup. And that's what I'm thinking, coach. Like get somebody who can, if Ritter, if he can't get the job done or if he gets hurt, um, you know, he could go ahead and bring somebody else in to kind of finish the season for us. Somebody like a Jacoby Brissett. Jacoby Brissett, he almost helped Cleveland get to the playoffs while Deshaun Watson was still getting massages. John Burst, huh? John Burst says ride, Ritter, ride. The Dixon way says Deshaun is washed, hard pass. C4 says Russell Wilson going into free agency next year. I, I, I don't think Russell Wilson coming to Atlanta for personal reasons. You know, Metro, I don't trust you. I don't shoot. I don't think. I don't think that's a. I don't think that's a good move. Ghost Pepper said, "Yeah, you go ahead and roll with Ritter." Antoine Wartime says, "Yes, yes, roll with Ritter." Dwayne P says, "If I'm Arthur, uh, I'm going all out and get my quarterback that he can't go three straight losing seasons." Okay. Smitty says Ritter could be a stopgap or a franchise quarterback, depending on if we get a consistent play caller. And that's the thing. That's the thing. Coach Grandizer says help get the lights to 100. Definitely, definitely. Jaden says Bridget, Alan Lazard to Atlanta. Look, it can happen. It can happen. Jeremy Dupree, Jaden Knight, they say, yeah, you got to roll with Ritter. Gat says Ritter was executing the offense good. He's only going to get better. Yeah. But yeah, see, I told you, Atlanta Bird Game says CJ Stroud me, please. Oh man, James McFadden says, as an Eagles fan, I can't tell you the only thing D-Jax is going to do is take your money, then get in the hot tub. He ain't getting there with OBJ, is Oh man, I still can't get over that video of OBJ and his homeboys in a hot tub. OBJ just came up out of the water, taking sexual healing. I said, "What's going on?" Oh man, Smitty says, "Hit that subscribe button and press the like button and notification bell." I definitely appreciate that, Smitty. Definitely appreciate it. But yeah, I mean, look, moving forward, you know, um, me and some of the other positive Atlanta Falcons content creators, we're gonna do some mock drafts. We're gonna, shouts out to Smitty. They were talking about that a little bit today. But yeah, we're gonna do some mock drafts. We're gonna talk about how you might want to take her food and water up, man. Oh, okay. We're gonna talk about how this team could build moving forward. Um, oh, okay. He said, "Dang, Oprah fine as it." He says, bring back Mike Nolan." Yes, yes, I could definitely see that. Mike Nolan, he was a pretty good defense coordinator. We just didn't have the talent. Tyler Dimitrov couldn't draft nobody. Oh, Jeremy the Priest says we're signing Ryan Tannehill. Oh Lord. Oh Lord. Of course, you signing Ryan Tannehill. Oh my goodness. But yeah, yeah. So we're going to be talking about the draft. We're going to be talking about the moves we're going to make in free agency, how these moves affect the team, who should be getting kept and who should be let go. We're going to be talking about all of that. So we're going to have a good time this off season, and we're going to have some fun with it. It's not going to be one of those cases where, like in past seasons, we haven't had the money, so we just watch everybody else go shopping. You know, you know, uh, uh, I'm a big stickler about cheese. I can't stand buying the cheap cheese. Please get me the craft singles. Don't give me the cheap. I mean, I yeah, I had the great value before, but there was like another kind of brand we got one time. I was like, man, I was like, why do we get this? I don't know if you remember, I threw it away. I got some crabs. 'Cause I couldn't eat it. You know, that's what the Atlanta Falcons been doing for a long time. We just been getting the not good stuff. If you go You go to the store, you making a dessert, and you got the Cool Whip, and then you have the Cool Whipping Cream. They're totally different. The Cool Whip is lighter, fluffier. The whipping cream is kind of gritty. It ain't as good. That's what the Atlanta Falcons have been doing in free agency for the last few years. Now we can actually get legit pieces to help build this team for the future. The question is, how are we going to build it? Who are we going to get? And what kind of guys are we going to be bringing in here? So we're going to be talking about that. Gat, he says, bring back Matt Ryan. He needs to help mold Ritter. Hey, I mean, look, it could be one of those cases. Could be one of those cases. Smitty just in here laughing. Bill says, you don't like the sliced deli cheese, low? I can do the sliced deli cheese only on sandwiches. But look, if I'm making like a grilled cheese sandwich, give me the Kraft singles. Coach Ronnie told me the other day, and I was gonna ask y'all about this, but I was like, man, I ain't finna bother them with this question. But Coach Ronnie told me the other day, she told me now I'm bougie. I completely disagree with her, but I did want to ask the coaching staff, if you feel like I'm bougie, put a three in the chat. If you feel like Big Low is just as humble as can be, put a four in the chat. I want to know what y'all thinking. But Coach Rona, she stands by it. She was like, "Oh, Coach, you so bougie." I like, what in the world? What you talking about? Cause I like craft singles. Oh boy, we're gonna see all kind of fours in here, Coach Rona. We're gonna see all kind of fours. Coach Grandizer says 29 more likes to 100. Please get the likes past 100. Thank y'all so much. If you could, make sure that you hit that like button before you leave. I would definitely, excuse me, and greatly appreciate it. Definitely and greatly appreciate it. Um, Oprah Fine says we should sign Ray Lewis, Deion Sanders, and Warren Sapp in free agency along with Jerry Rice. Oh man, I don't think that would work out too well, but Ben Quavius, he says he don't think old coaches bougie. Coach Roney, you can't pay attention to Coach Roney. Grandizer, he says he don't think the old coach is bougie. Coach Roney puts it in there in a different language. Jeremy, he says Arthur gotta have him a wrestling mate that he knows that he can trust. That's the thing. Coach Jared Gaddix, boy, they agree with me, Coach Roney. See, everybody's agreeing with me, Coach Roney. Everybody's agreeing with me. JJ the Great says, nah, Coach Lowe ain't bougie. Smitty says, Falcons been using Eggo waffles instead of buying them at the Waffle House. Oh man. Yes, it's a huge difference, coach. It's a huge difference. Fran Chisholm, Molly Mall, Brian Peebles, Pax Paint. See there, Coach Rody? The Dixon way. He says, I liked it and I said, well, I appreciate that, the Dixon way. I make sure that y'all welcome the Dixon way to the coaching staff. Much love to your family. Dex says three. Coach Ronnie knows best. John Burns says three. Gold toe socks. Quinn Willis says a moonshine drinker isn't bougie. That's right. Oh man, thank you for subscribing, Dixon Way. Definitely. Molly Ball, he ain't paying attention to the directions. He just doing what he doing. Oh man. Oprah Fine says, look, man, we should hire Coach Ronnie as GM. Oh man. Coach Billy says, keep doing your thing. Uh, Big Lord Coach Ronnie, definitely appreciate it, bro. Definitely appreciate it. Well, look, man, I appreciate each and every one of y'all for coming on, chilling out with us. I also want to thank y'all for being along with us on this journey for the 2022 season. Y'all made it. Even though we went through some tough times, um, y'all made it just as enjoyable as possible. So I don't know. I don't know if anybody else is um had a chance to thank you as far as like Atlanta Falcons content creators, but I'm pretty sure all the other Falcons content creators they agree with they agree with me. Thank you so much. All the positive content creators, they agree with me. Thank y'all so much for being here and being with us on this journey. I know it was tough. Marcus Mariota kind of ruined everything, but we didn't really start having fun. We didn't really start having fun until the end of the season. But look, man, we're going to go into 2023, with a lot of great content. Um, Hopefully, my goal when it comes to content is to at least put a smile on your face to make you laugh. So hopefully we'll be doing that many times in 2023. Coach Ronnie says, we welcome the lurkers too, but I'm glad you're stepping out of your comfort zone and joining the chat. Definitely, definitely. Who that? Oh, okay, okay. Well, yeah, man. Yeah, well, I appreciate you for coming on, subscribing with us, Dixon Way. Definitely. Um, but yeah, yeah. So it's Wednesday, so I need y'all to stay safe, and we halfway. Look, it's all downhill from here. So y'all finish out your work week in a good, healthy, productive way, and y'all make sure that y'all take care, man. Show your family some love this week. Quentin says one of the best shows out there, Coach. You are appreciated. Well, I do want to reciprocate that. We'll let you know, Bo, that you are appreciated. I definitely appreciate you, man. Salute Dwayne P. Go Falcons, go Dogs. You already know, man. You already know. You take you listen to that, Coach Ronnie. You listen to that. Don't leave the microwave door open, cause we know how you do. Hey, Love says long time no hear from the coach. Hey, man, look, Coach Ronnie, she got me stretched out, bro. Coach Ronnie, she came into the. No, I came into the room one day last week. She looked at me with them big old pretty eyes. Like, I want a dog. I was like, oh, okay. We'll go ahead and get you a dog. We'll go ahead and so uh, we we have a dog now. We're doggy parents. So I'm trying to I'm trying to get used to it. I'm trying to get used to it. Uncle Steve says, great job, buddy. He says, I'm not streaming again until Felipe Franks is re-signed. Oh man. Well, we got some bad news, y'all. We don't know if we're gonna see Uncle Steve again. Nah, man. Nah. But look, Uncle Steve, he's also another one of those great positive Atlanta Falcons content creators. Y'all make sure that y'all check him out at Uncle Steve's Lounge. Really, really good content, man. But look, need y'all to stay safe. Please don't do anything that I would do. Y'all take it easy, man. Y'all already know. 2023, we ready.